All right, good morning, guys. It is game day. We're gonna go green here at 10:25. Just got to the track. David Staub's in the building, my co-driver for the week. Morning, boys. Morning. Ready to do this? Let's go. Morning.
Hey, JCD.
Hey, hello.
Hi, good morning.
There she is. Woo! Let's go. How's my girl doing this morning?
Good, buddy.
She's looking pretty. How's the car this morning?
Good.
Morning, Matt.
Morning.
Always a special touch to come to your private dressing room. What? All right, guys, so back from practice one. A couple weeks ago, we ended the test in the low 203s. Kind of expecting to go out and practice today and see somewhere around that times. A lot of our competitors were hitting those windows. I was struggling. So coming through 17 and 1, the car was definitely not compliant with the bumps like it had been in the test. So as I would trail brake in there, the car would want to step out and rotate on me, which made me have to overslow to get a little bit of weight back there using maintenance throttle. Not what we want to do because that's killing the time we can make on the way in. So I have to figure out what's going on with the car there. Reported everything to the crew. The boys are looking. Obviously, never feels good to come off of a timesheet in the back of our running class. So we have some work to do. We also have a lot of work to do in our driver change. It was very difficult to get the belts off. We're gonna have to do that in between practice 1 and practice 2, go over it with our driver helper, and David and I need to be able to do it ourselves as well. So we have a lot of work to do here in between sessions 1 and 2. So I'm gonna go outside, get with the car and the crew, see what they can do. Maybe we can clip some in-car footage so you guys can see some of the symptoms. But yeah, that's what's going on right now. Just trying to stay positive, make sure we get this thing in the window so we can be competitive and go take it to these guys.
So it takes roll out of it. I don't know if he's driving it in, carrying the brake a little bit later, or if he's all the way out and you're carrying it in, but there's something with the brake release point that's changing how it's loading the front.
Right.
It's got to be a difference in the release point, which keeps either the front loaded or lets the front unload.
So what I reported was it felt like the nose would pick up on throttle and create a lazy push. I could force it, like I could just overwork the front to point it, but then like you said, it was so buggy and nervous that what I found I was doing was overslowing everything so that I could get to a maintenance throttle to try to settle it, and I could tell I was just so slow because I'd have to get to power before apron.
Yes.
And it was just so bucky and nervous, like even through 14 I was like
Yeah, so when you're picking the throttle up while it's still loaded, this is going to keep it where it rolls less on the outside tire and picks the inside tire up less. Instead of like picking up the throttle and doing this, it's going to bring it back down like that.
Okay.
It's not inherently like holding the nose down more, but it's holding it flatter, so it keeps the inside corner a lot lower.
Gotcha.
And that keeps you from rolling on the outside rear to make the outside rear over rotate. Effectively doesn't load your outside rear tire as much.
All right.
That'll keep the whole thing. So you're doing less of this and you're doing more of that.
Well, I didn't know we were doing it or shoot. I thought we were doing setup change.
That makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought I was coming.
I was like, what are we doing? We need to. Okay.
I thought I was coming in for a setup change, and then they're like, do a driver change. I'm like, I'm at the box. So, like,
David's been living lavish. He hasn't had a driver change. Sitting on the radio, this time he got 6 seconds. Oh, yeah.
you guys bring me an ice cream.
Yeah.
All right, let's work on that right now.
Yeah.
I want to make sure we're.
Yeah, let's like break it down step by step and then at speed.
If you want me to go grab help, I'll grab John.
I think John should be there just to oversee how we're doing it.
Let me check
and
and
get
see.
to a point where we want.
Let me see if he's doing anything
That way
important.
we don't have to teach him.
I agree. If he's not doing anything, I want him to do that. Like the same thing. Thank you. Oh no!
Yeah, just throw that right back in
Oh,
there.
dude.
That was me.
I'm trying to be alive.
That was me.
Maybe.
That was him.
Oh, man.
That was him.
I'll try everything.
Yeah, this is moving way too much.
I also don't love it being in the field of view either.
Where do you want it? I like it when I could see it to do it myself.
That's true too.
Because then if it isn't on, you're if it's in that net.
Maybe it's better if it dangles so that we can grab and pull, because like when it's up in the zip tie, you can't get that grab to separate it, so maybe it is better if it just dangles right there.
That's pretty easy.
Yeah.
I just don't want it to get fucked. Well, I think it's better not tight, because if it's tight, it's gonna crimp it.
One of the last things, we double check me that I get it over the Hans too, because I hate that feeling when I miss it. Like I think I may have missed it on the right side.
Was it not loose enough, or was it something I could...
No, it was my fault for just not lifting it up high enough initially.
Okay.
All right, so boom, pit lane coming down, boom, boom, double swim.
So you loosen this first?
Yeah.
Doesn't create any tension for you to loosen these.
All right, so you do those first?
Yeah, because then you can pull straight up. And I usually do like this order, because you're gonna downshift, right? I usually leave left hand, I go right, and then I'll put my left hand here, then I double this side, and then that leaves this one, which is closest to them, to loosen if it doesn't get loose.
Okay.
Right, because loosening this one's impossible, right? So that's what I would do order-wise.
Okay, when I'm back into doing it, let's break it down real slow so I get into muscle memory.
Right, so I'll do the same thing. I'm gonna go real slow through the exit. And I would do this shoulder, confirm this shoulder is over the Hans, because it's easy to fix this one, it's hard to fix this one.
Right.
Alright, so I had a chance to open up the data here and go through it. So during the test day, I ran a 2:03.1 on my first flying lap, 3 laps in. Today I go out on scrub tires and all I could get out of the car was a 2:05.5. Definitely very discouraging to the mental state. Thankfully for data and video, we were able to kind of get to the bottom of what's going on. So here's our data traces between David and I. He's running a 2:08.8 to my 2:05.5. And I'll go ahead and throw a variance just so you guys can kind of see where the speed's going. And this variant line, as you can see David losing the time to me there as it gains. A big part of what we're seeing is the car is very unstable in the compression, so we're over slowing to get to a maintenance throttle to get out. And the way that we can kind of refer to this is, thankfully we did some test data, so I'm going to throw that up. Normally we make the fastest lap the reference, so I'm going to switch it around here. We're now, today's is the white and yesterday's the red, and you can just see everywhere I'm getting to throttle earlier. Car is just coming out of the corner much stronger. Our white car, no, sorry, these speed traces up here are off, so we went back down to the GPS to verify. The car I tested in is actually about 1 to 2 kph slower in a straight line, but was able to get to the power so much more confidently. I was able to match the velocities. So we have a good projection. Ideally, if I can put it together and the car wants to cooperate with me, it should put me in that mid 202 range. Danny just ran out 201.9, I think. I think 201 was in my projected target range when we came off the test. So hopefully I can get this thing back into that 203, 202 range, because that's what we're gonna need to race. So that's what we're seeing in the data. We're gonna go out there, confirm that our radio is working, because we didn't get a queuing sound last session. So that's kind of the things we're working through right now. Guys gave us some more bar, ran through the sweep of the clicks to make sure everything's good, checked our alignment. So now it's up to us to go out and verify everything, see what we can do. So just wanted to give that update to you guys.